Florian Sukaj struggles with therapy after 90-day, the last resort, why it didn't work for him. Florian Sukaj and Stacey Silva have long been a staple of the 90-day Fiancé franchise, known for their passionate love story, cultural differences, and headline-making drama. Their journey, marked by both romantic highs and difficult challenges, was put under the microscope again during 90-day, the last resort season 2, where the couple sought counseling to improve their marriage. But despite taking part in the therapy program, Florian remained skeptical about the process and showed little belief in its ability to bring change. Florian, originally from Albania, first met Stacey through Instagram. After a lengthy 5-year long-distance relationship, they tied the knot in 2020. While they appeared solid at times, their marriage has not been without complications. Past infidelity issues created ongoing trust problems, and their relationship continued to suffer from communication gaps and unresolved tension. In an effort to get back on track, they joined the cast of The Last Resort to explore therapy together. But it quickly became clear that Florian was hesitant to open up. Now, months after the show was filmed, Florian has made it clear that he still doesn't believe therapy played a meaningful role in his life. Despite going through the process on camera, his recent public comments and social media activity suggest that he remains resistant to the idea, and he may be pulling away from the idea of marital counseling altogether. Florian's feelings about therapy haven't changed. Florian's perspective on therapy was made evident during his time on The Last Resort. While other couples arrived with optimism, Florian had reservations from the beginning. He participated in the group sessions alongside Stacey, but often seemed distant or unwilling to engage deeply with the topics being discussed. His body language, limited verbal participation, and frequent deflections indicated a lack of emotional investment in the therapy process. Even now, Florian appears to view therapy as ineffective. In a recent Instagram story, he posted a short clip from The Sopranos, a show known for its complex portrayal of mental health and therapy, in which a character expresses cynicism toward the process. By sharing that clip, Florian seemed to align himself with the sentiment, reinforcing his belief that therapy doesn't provide real solutions. Interestingly, this perspective comes despite positive developments in his personal life. Since appearing on The Last Resort, Florian has started promoting his Cameo page and shared that he is pursuing woodworking, a hands-on creative hobby that could offer him an outlet for emotional expression. Still, he has not credited therapy with these improvements. Why didn't therapy work for Florian? One of the main reasons therapy may not have resonated with Florian is that he entered the process with significant skepticism. While Stacey approached therapy with hope and willingness to grow, Florian maintained a guarded stance. His reluctance to share personal details, engage in emotional conversations, or explore vulnerability created a barrier between him and the potential benefits of counseling. Some of this may be attributed to cultural factors. Florian was raised in Albania, where traditional values may influence attitudes toward mental health. In many cultures, seeking therapy is seen as unnecessary or even taboo, especially among men. Florian may have grown up in an environment where emotional vulnerability was not encouraged, and expressing personal struggles was seen as a sign of weakness. As a result, he may have internalized the belief that problems should be handled privately and that seeking help is not appropriate. This mindset likely shaped his experience during therapy sessions and made it difficult for him to connect with the process. Florian also appeared to be preoccupied with maintaining an image of strength. Throughout the show, he often presented himself as Stacey's protector and provider, someone who was more focused on action than emotion. Being vulnerable in a group setting, especially in front of cameras and other couples, may have felt uncomfortable or even threatening to that identity. Marital struggles persist despite counseling. Florian and Stacey's relationship has faced significant hurdles over the years, many of which resurfaced during their time on the last resort. Past infidelity on Florian's part left Stacey with lingering trust issues, and those concerns were not fully resolved in therapy. While Stacey seemed eager to move forward, she also expressed frustration that Florian was not putting in the emotional work needed to repair their bond. The couple's disagreements weren't limited to fidelity. Communication breakdowns, differing expectations, and mismatched levels of emotional openness also contributed to their marital tension. At times, Florian's dismissive tone and unwillingness to compromise left Stacey feeling isolated. Although they completed the therapy sessions, the lack of emotional breakthrough left many viewers wondering whether their relationship could survive. Since the show wrapped, both Stacey and Florian have been relatively quiet about their current relationship status. They've been hinting at more independence in recent social media posts, often speaking about personal goals without referencing each other, a possible sign of growing distance. A look at other couples who benefited from therapy. Florian's resistance to therapy stands in contrast to other couples who found the experience valuable. In Season 1 of 90 Day, The Last Resort, couples like Yara Zaya and Jovi Dufresne, as well as Julia Trubkina and Brandon Gibbs, made real progress in their relationships through therapy. By confronting uncomfortable truths and learning healthier communication strategies, they were able to reconnect and strengthen their partnerships. For example, Yara and Jovi had long struggled with different life goals and communication styles. But therapy helped them find common ground and better understand each other's needs. Similarly, Brandon and Julia addressed lingering trust issues and cultural misunderstandings that had been causing tension. These examples show that therapy can be effective when both partners are willing to be open, honest, and vulnerable. Florian and Stacey, on the other hand, seemed misaligned in their readiness to embrace the process. Stacey put in the effort, while Florian remained hesitant. Could individual therapy be a better fit? While group therapy or couples counseling might not have worked for Florian, that doesn't mean all forms of therapy are off the table. Individual therapy could provide him with a safer, more private space to explore his emotions and gain a better understanding of himself. Without the pressure of performing for a group or the presence of a partner, Florian might feel freer to discuss his beliefs, challenges, and personal goals. Individual therapy could also help Florian unpack any cultural or personal barriers that make emotional openness difficult. He may benefit from talking to a therapist who understands the complexities of balancing traditional values with modern relationship expectations. Taking time to focus on his own mental and emotional growth could not only benefit Florian personally, but also strengthen his relationships, whether with Stacey or in future partnerships. Will Stacey and Florian stay together? As of now, the future of Stacey and Florian's marriage remains uncertain. The couple hasn't made any official statements about separation, but subtle changes in how they talk about themselves online have raised questions among fans. Stacey has been posting more solo content, focusing on her career and individual growth. Florian, too, has been more focused on his hobbies and projects. Their silence on the subject may indicate that they're taking time to reevaluate their relationship in private. It's possible that they're working through their issues away from the public eye, or perhaps taking a break to gain clarity on what they want next. Whatever the outcome, it's clear that both Stacey and Florian are at a turning point. Their time on the last resort may not have resulted in the transformation they hoped for, but it did shine a light on the deeper issues they need to confront. Final thoughts. Therapy isn't one size fits all. Florian Sukaj's experience on 90 Day, The Last Resort, is a reminder that therapy is not a universal solution. While it can be a powerful tool for healing and growth, it requires active participation, emotional openness, and a willingness to change. For Florian, those conditions weren't fully met, and as a result, the benefits were limited. That said, Therapy is a personal journey, and what doesn't work in one setting might be more effective in another. If Florian ever decides to try therapy again, perhaps one-on-one and in a more private context, he might discover new insights that help him grow as an individual and a partner. Stacey, meanwhile, deserves credit for trying to work through their problems with sincerity and hope. Whether they ultimately stay together or move in different directions, both Stacey and Florian have an opportunity to learn from their experience and continue evolving. Fans of 90 Day Fiancé will no doubt keep watching as their story unfolds and hope that whatever happens next, both individuals find happiness, healing, and peace.